Well, hello, it's Karen McDermott-Rolfe, independent advisor with Creative Memories, and I am back with my monthly technique layout and challenge. Today I'm going to share a scrapbooking technique with you, and then I'm going to challenge all of you to use the technique to create your own layout. Take a photo of your layout and share it with me in my Facebook group at Karen's Croppers for an entry into my July door prize drawing. When you're in Karen's Croppers, go to the album section and look for the Technique Tuesday album number 60. That is 60, and that is where you're going to add your photo for your door prize entry. So we're kind of celebrating a little bit of a milestone here today, that this is the 60th. Yes, that's hard to believe that there's that many different scrapbooking techniques that I've shared with you. So you can find many of those techniques here on my YouTube channel at Karen Crops. And then you can find a lot of the older ones that I was sharing before I was on YouTube are stored there in Karen's Croppers in the album section. And like I said, there's albums, Technique Tuesday albums numbered from 1 to 60. Okay, and then also in Karen's Croppers, there's some additional albums with some more layout ideas. So it's a great reference library full of scrapbooking ideas and inspiration for you. You can also see more of my layouts and bigger photos of my layouts on my blog at karencrops.com. And then I so appreciate your purchases and your support of my Creative Memories business at creativememories.com. /user/Karen, and it's Karen with the Y. And I offer a very generous customer rewards program, and when you make a purchase with me through my website link, you'll automatically be enrolled in my customer rewards program to get gifts and product credits from me. So let's get started with our technique for this month. I do not have a sample layout to share with you this time. We're just going to create this layout right now here on the fly during the video. So I'm going to take a sheet of white cardstock and I'm going to cut off ½ an inch from two sides. Okay, so it's going to be 11.5 to 11.5. So cut that at 11.5 by 11.5. Okay, so I took off ½ an inch on two different sides. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to look for our standalone punches here from Creative Memories. We've had such a great variety of them. And today I'm going to be using two of our older punches. Now these are no longer available, but we have a nice selection of standalone punches that are available there through the website. But I know that so many of you have just have a great variety of our older punches, and we still love to use those too. So for this one, my layout, I'm going to be using our Perfectly Patriotic collection in honor of 4th of July coming up here in July. So I'm going to use the old double star punch and the fireworks punch. Now when you're selecting punches to use for this technique, I think ones that have a bit of pattern, such as this firework punch, works really well because it's going to give you some really great pattern with it. Okay, you'll see when the star punches out, it's more of a big hollow shape. But I think when it's paired with this more intricate pattern, that works well. So if you're looking, for example, at some of our flower punches, you might look for ones that have a lot of small petals close together, like the daisy punch, versus some of the more rounded open flowers, or to pair them together. Okay, just some ideas there. And then before we use the punches, we need to cut a hollow frame. I forgot to do that. We're going to cut a 2-inch hollow frame. So let's put the cardstock back in the trimmer at 2 inches. And we want to start cutting down at 2 inches. So that means we're going to put this bottom right corner of the blade housing unit at 3 inches. Because when that bottom is at 3 inches, the blade is at 2 inches, okay? And that's where we want to come down 2 inches. So that bottom right corner is at 3. We're going to press and cut. And since we've already cut off a ½ an inch here, I'm going to think a minute of where we need to stop. We need to stop at 9.5 to have a 2-inch frame, okay? So to stop at the blade at 9.5, we're going to cut to the bottom right corner is at 10.5. Okay, 10.5. Now let's turn it on its side. We're going to place it at 2 inches, and we're going to do that all again. So we're going to put the bottom right corner of the blade housing unit at 3 inches here on the ruler. We're going to press and cut till that bottom right corner is at 10.5 inches, and then we'll stop. And we're trying to be precise as possible here. And we'll do this again. And then one last time. So again, placing it at the 2-inch mark on the top of the ruler, closing the arm. We're going to put the blade housing unit to that bottom right corner is at 3 inches on the ruler on the arm of the trimmer. We're going to press and cut until that bottom right corner is at 10.5. Because when that bottom right corner is at 10.5, the blade is at 9.5. And that's going to give us the 2-inch hollow frame. Okay? We'll set aside the white cardstock to use later. But now we have a 2-inch hollow frame. And before we started, remember we had cut the cardstock down to 11.5 by 11.5. And now we're going to take our shape punches, and I'm just going to hold them upside down, and I'm just going to kind of randomly start punching. We're going to come in from different directions. We're going to use both the punches. We're going to overlap it so it's, you know, I have some that are smaller, some are bigger. Let's do another star here. You just don't want to over punch both of the punches. I'm going to kind of keep the stars in the corner there, more or less. Let's get one on this side right here, maybe just a little bit, huh? Let's do another star corner. Just kind of, you know, whatever looks good to you. You might practice first. I always kind of recommend that when you're doing a new technique or trying something new, practice it on some scrap paper first. I have a nice stash of, you know, I'll buy it when, well, or people will give it to me too. Some of my croppers, when they have, we always say an ugly paper donation, you know, they might buy some packs of paper and there's some that they don't like in there, or they'll have some cheaper paper that they'll buy from elsewhere, and they'll kind of donate it to my design cause. So I have a nice stash here of scrap paper that I can play with when I create designs. Let's see, I think it needs a little bit right here, huh? So, you know, since you'll be using different punches, because I think, you know, we're going to see a great variety with this technique. You guys are going to all be selecting different punches and using different things. Test it out first and just see how your punch is going to look, the combination of them. Now there, you know, I might not be so thrilled what I just did. I wish I would have come in a little bit more, but I don't think I can punch over that. I don't know. Let me see if I can match it up. I'm just trying to go match up that pattern and then go right over it to make it a little bigger. That's a little better. It's not perfect, but it's a little better. Okay, so we have this piece. You can save all your punch outs to use later on a different layout. And now I have just a 12 by 12 inch piece of paper, and this is, you know, from the Perfectly Patriotic collection. And, you know, it's one that's a pretty big, busy pattern. So, you know, something with a big, busy pattern could work well. And then I put it right over that, and isn't that cool? It looks like it plays, you know, right with the pattern there of the fireworks in the paper and then of the frame. And here I've already cut, get a little head start, I've cut another piece of paper from that collection down to, let me double check, it's 8 by 8. It's an 8 by 8 square. And, you know, you could kind of put that at an angle in there if you like. You could fit it right in, square on if you like that too. Or you could just leave it like that also. So some different options there. And then get your photo mats and some embellishments and stickers and see what you come up with. I think it's going to be a fun technique. It's going to be one we're going to see a lot of variation with. I think I'm going to leave it like this. At first I was thinking that I might like it with the lighter blue here in the middle. I was kind of thinking maybe something a little bit off kilter. And then the mats, let's just take another look here. I've already made a little cluster there where I've layered some of the stickers. And here too, they're already layered, and I'll use some foam squares. So that looks good too, right? I think it looks great both ways. Or if we had it straight on, maybe the mats could be a little bit off kilter. That's gonna look good. Or we can pull this right out of there and just use more of that background paper where we get more of the fireworks showing. And I think that's what I'm leaning towards, finishing it like this. So I will be really curious to see how you finish yours. You have this different option. You could play with that with an 8 by 8 piece also in the middle, or just leave it like this and see what different punch combinations that you come up with. And again, practice on some scrap paper, especially, you know, to see again what the punch outs are going to look like and how your punches are going to pair together. And then share them with me in that album in Karen's Croppers for that entry into my July door prize drawing. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching and have a great month. Hey everyone, hey, I just wanted to pop back in and show you the layout now that I have it all adhered down. And when I was finished, I decided to add one detail here that I wanted to show you, and that is the faux pen stitching. You guys know that I love to do the faux pen stitching. I like how it creates an added layer to add more interest. It gives an edge, it kind of defines the edge here of this hollow frame piece. And so I did the inside edge and the outside edge also with the stitching. And I also neglected to mention a fun virtual event that I am going to be offering later this month. I am a designer, a founding member of Creative Life Scrapbooking. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube, and we also have a website at creativelifescrapbooking.com. But we share weekly layouts on our Facebook page, and then we also hold quarterly virtual crops on a Friday night that we call PJ parties. So our next PJ party virtual crop will be Friday, July 26th. And I'd like to invite all of you to join us. We have a great time with the PJ party. We share some really super layouts, and we have a lot of fun with everyone making the layouts, sharing their versions of the layouts. And I mean, that's, I guess, the most fun. And the same with my technique layouts. I just love how everyone can take the technique and do something a little bit different with it, use different materials and punches. And that's what happens with the PJ party too. So during the PJ party, we'll share, there are 7 designers who will be sharing a layout with you during the PJ party. They're all double page layouts They feature spaces to hold numerous photos. They're versatile designs so that you could substitute and use lots of different paper or types of photos. And whenever we use any tools, we make sure that you can do an easy tool substitution. And on top of all of that, all of the layouts feature a technique or a unique feature. So if you're one of my followers and you love my technique videos, you're going to love the PJ parties, because you're going to get 7 more techniques there. You're going to get a technique from me and from 6 other gals, you know, so again, you're going to see some new ideas there. And I just finished my PJ party layout, and it's really super cute, and it features a really cool technique that I would love to share with you here on my own channel, but it is saved. It's exclusive to the PJ party. So to join us, go to our website at creativelifescrapbooking.com, and you can get registered for that PJ party. We'll be on Zoom that night on the 26th. We'll make 4 of the layouts live on Zoom. I'm going to be presenting first, so you'll get to see me on camera, and you can actually interact with me. So I would love to meet you there on Zoom. And then the other 3 designers will be doing a pre-recorded video instruction for their layouts. The Zooms will also be recorded, and all 7 of the layouts will feature printable handouts also. So it's really for the price, the $25 admission fee, you get a lot of value for that $25, I believe. And then we also have a private Facebook group for the event, where we give you a month to complete all 7 of the layouts and share them with us there in that Facebook group. And that is so great, because you're going to see hundreds, literally hundreds, you guys, of versions of these layouts. And again, everybody putting their own twist on them, everyone using different materials, different papers, and different punches and border maker cartridges too. So it's a really fun event, and I hope you consider joining us. All right, again, everybody, thanks a lot, and have a great month. Bye-bye.